everyone. This is the first episode of Go Deeper with VU. We're going to start with some quick introductions. My name is Kayla, and I am the marketing director at Urbano. How about you, Leela?
I'm Leela Kelly, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Urbano.
Leela, if you could give us a quick little description of Urbano and how it came to be and kind of its main purpose in the skincare industry.
So first, Urbano's main purpose is to encourage people to look beyond skin type when determining a skincare regimen that's right for them. We believe that environment and lifestyle is just as important as skin type when selecting products that are right for your skin. After years of dealing with dry skin and acne from college to law school, even almost into my 30s, I was frustrated. I've used all kinds of skincare from drugstore brands to prestige brands that you buy at Saks and, all those big fancy stores, and nothing worked. And one thing that I found is that all of those brands took into account just your skin type. And I was like, something's missing in the equation. So, I decided to test this hypothesis. The environment and lifestyle is just as important as skin type. Took some cosmetic chemistry classes, met with some labs and other chemical engineers, and formulated Urbano to test that hypothesis. And after, a couple years of testing and sending product to people all over the country and even all over the world, so that we were testing different climates, personalizing their regimens, and we've found that, skincare is more efficient when you take into consideration environment and lifestyle in addition to skin type.
With that, we are essentially creating this mini series as a way to further connect with our audience and build community, since many of us are still kind of stuck at home. I think a lot of us have reached for online communities. And Leela, you had mentioned before with your fitness community that you kind of started to get involved with that a little bit more. Can you give us some detail as to why you think that's a good place for you to be or why you enjoy that?
So before COVID, I used to love taking fitness classes. It was much more motivating for me to move with other people than to just be, in front of a mirror at the gym. And I felt like I lost that after we were put in lockdown. But I decided to sign up for Tracy Anderson's online studio, and I found that she had Facebook groups, Instagram groups where they were posting videos, and me and the other, ladies and even men, we would connect and talk about form, what motivates us to work out, what helps us get out of bed during the day, to actually turn the TV on and work out by ourselves. And sometimes we have these Zoom exercise classes just to push each other, because especially if you're like me, where it's hard to motivate myself to sit in front of a television and exercise. This really helped. It was very encouraging to just be around other people, even if it's just virtual. It's really nice to have community, especially when life has been disrupted, because we also talk about how this has affected our lives as mothers, as career women. It's just nice to have that community. It's a way to socialize. And
exactly.
We want to provide that to our customers right now, especially since, it can become a lonely time when we're sitting at home trying not to get sick.
We are hoping to create these mini videos and post once a week, once every other week, depending on whether or not we have engaging topics that we want to discuss, because we want this to be purposeful, but we also want this to be raw and organic and not forced. And so with that, today's topic is Maskne, which is a big thing as of now. People are Googling it. It's happening to a lot of people. And if you don't know, it's basically when breakouts happen around the areas where you put mask on. If you're actively going outside and wearing a mask, you're probably experiencing some form of it. Some are worse than others. And experts are saying that, combined with stress from the pandemic, causing a more moisturized area in this area because it's kind of closed off from the mask. So it's creating bacteria. And no one wants to suffer from that. So we want to talk about ways that we can prevent maskne today.
I was starting to develop issues with maskne in this area and this area here. And so what I did was I stepped up my cleansing game. What I was doing before was I would double cleanse at night and just, splash my face with water in the morning. I've decided that I'd had to double cleanse twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. And I made sure that I used my toner. I didn't just spray toner anymore. I actually put it on my cotton pad and dabbed it on my face as my last step of cleansing. Like, that's pretty much the most important thing. Because if you think about it, when you have this thing covered on your face, you've got your saliva, which has a lot of bacteria. You've got this moist area where it can just basically trap everything. You combine that with the dirt that, I'm sure particles still go in here. It's still possible. And
Right.
if you do take the mask off every so often to eat, you have that dirt coming in and it has no place to go. So it's just going to clog your pores up. So the best thing to do is just keep your face clean. So definitely up the cleansing game.
To clarify, double cleansing quickly is when you use like a gel or an oil and follow up with a foam, or how are you double cleansing?
I start with an oil because the best way to take off, this really sounds counterintuitive, but the best way to take off oils on your face, which, is very common in that area, is with a cleansing oil. And if you're still using sunscreens, which I still highly advise, like I never leave the house without a sunscreen. And if there is that sunscreen down there, well, that will stay trapped in that area. And the best way to remove sunscreens is with cleansing oils. That's one of the main issues with sunscreen wear, while we're on the topic, is it's not that the sunscreen itself clogs you, it's just that you're not cleansing it off efficiently. And cleansing oil is really the best thing. And then I follow that up with our cleansing foam because my skin's on the drier side, and the cleansing foam, still offers you get clean. It cleans you up without drying you out. And so cleansing oil followed by cleansing foam, and massage it in, like, spend a nice good minute massaging your face. I mean, and for those who worry about anti-aging like me, I have an adult daughter now, so I'm up there. Doing face massages, just good for your face and good for your muscles and stuff. So, so up the cleansing.
Okay. Got it. What else can we do?
Another thing that you can do, which I think is really important, is when you're using fabric masks like this one or something similar to this, you have to keep it clean.
That one's intense.
This one's intense. I know, it reminds me of that Spider-Man villain.
Yes.
If you're going to use these fabric masks, one thing that people have a tendency to do is wear them for weeks at a time without cleaning them. So if you will not put it in the washing machine, take a spray, fill it with isopropyl alcohol, or, I mean, if you don't want to use alcohol, because people have this like misconception that it's going to, that it's bad for the skin, although it's going to dry, then vodka, and spray your mask. Just spray it once or twice and let it hang overnight. Once it's, usually by the morning, the alcohol will have evaporated enough that it's not going onto your face. So it's going to kill that bacteria that's on there, but it's not going to go onto your face. And if you do launder your masks, I highly suggest that you avoid detergents that are not for sensitive skin. Use detergents that are for babies. Whole Foods has a great selection of hypoallergenic detergents because you don't want a lot of those additives that don't get rinsed off well enough on your skin. Like, I can say that there are some big name detergents that I use, and the moment they go on my skin, even though I do a double rinse, I start to get irritation. So be very careful what detergent you use when you're using fabric masks. That being said, I do encourage fabric masks because they are the more sustainable option.
Right.
But, for me, sometimes I don't clean my fabric masks enough, or if I forgot the night before, I just go and grab a disposable. But it's not the most environmental friendly option. I encourage fabric masks, just keep them clean.
Do you think that doing like a hand wash with some hand soap would do the trick, like as a fast solution? Or
Absolutely. I mean, it's better than not doing anything. Just do something, clean it some
yeah,
way. But that's what I always tell people. Like, some people will be like, I don't think I'm exercising enough. I only take a 10-minute walk. Well, it's better than nothing. If it's going to make you move,
exactly.
do it. So if that's going to
Okay.
be the way you're going to clean it, just clean it. Just be mindful of the soaps that you use. Really try to use hypoallergenic soaps if you're going to wash your masks. And finally, another thing that you should do to prevent acne, but this is beyond maskne and all of that stuff, but I was just thinking about it, is we frequently use our phones, they go on our face. Even if the mask is covering this area, it's still touching that area. This thing has so much bacteria on it. So
Right.
I suggest getting a cell phone cleaner. It
Dang.
has a UV lamp and it kills all that bacteria. But if that's not available, spray it with alcohol or
Yeah.
sanitizer, something. Just keep stuff clean.
I was thinking maybe you have more information that maybe the exfoliating mud mask might be able to like exfoliate the dead skin cells that may be clogging up this area. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. I mean, even pre-pandemic, we should be exfoliating our skin, whether
Right.
or not we're wearing a mask. Like I don't suggest using the exfoliating mask more than 3 times a week because you don't want to over exfoliate because then that makes our skin sensitive. But definitely continue with that regimen. Continue up the cleansing and continue with your exfoliating routine. But at the same
Okay.
time, I wouldn't encourage exfoliating more because you don't want to irritate the skin. You've already got this thing rubbing on you. You don't want your skin to become too thin. So we do want
Right.
to take care of that. Just continue what you were doing and what you've been comfortable with in terms of exfoliation, but not anymore. That's what I've been doing. And so far, my face has cleaned up. I don't find as many clogged pores anymore. It's worked for me and
Okay.
worked for, some people that I've given advice to, like Mark,
Yeah.
for example. So it's worked for me.
Okay. Okay, great. For me personally, I've definitely been washing my face a lot more and trying to really scrub in that area. But I think my mask, which I have over here, is a little bit dirty. We don't have to look too closely at that. Yeah, I need to do that. I need to. Today, I will. But thank you for the advice. So I feel like that's all we really had to discuss today. Please comment below any other topics you would like us to discuss. We will be back here next week, so stay tuned for our next mini episode. We also want to start a giveaway for our new viewers and followers. So if you comment on this video or like this video, we will put you in a raffle to win one of our Volta Urbano products, and we'll be picking the winner next month, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all for watching this video, and we will see you next week.